Testing? Excellent, okay. And let's go here. No! You really need to start auto-activating. Why does that thing activate by itself? Why does that thing activate automatically? I don't get it. Also, it does seem that some of the bitrate issues actually do seem to be caused by the iTunes multi-streaming. Or rather, it's probably the path to both of the to one of the servers that is kinda not going very well. Where is sites? A small time streamer, please understand. Hey, I haven't forgot my intro, sir. I've been having a lot of anxiety lately. I do apologize. Buon salute a tutti gli amici, io sono alcanista, buon narrativi, Vtuber chi vuole regardi felici. Michelangelo Stream Flicker, I had come from the mind of il mio maestro to show you all the beauty in the world, and even the beauty that lies in yourself. But where is the track now? No. Not on the earphones. Okay. Now that is a little bit better. Allow me for a moment. So today we are actually going to do something a little bit different than usual. We are going to do something a little different. And well, this is a stream that I had been thinking of for a while, that I've been wanting to do for a while. I do apologize that we had delayed the HoloLive karaoke. Why does it show one notification? But because there was an unexpected situation beyond my control, I had to postpone it to next week. So I do wish to apologize for that. Now it does seem that the bitrate is okay as per, well, okay in its usual sense. And now I do apologize a little. There were some elements that I did forget to prepare for. Oh my, this is a streamer. Oh, seems I did forget to change the title of the stream in Twitch. That's pathetic. I'm actually very pathetic. Just give me one moment, please. I'm going to head over there and do that right now. And Twitch. Let's go over to Twitch. Right, I forgot also. Man, I'm not a very good I'm not a good affiliate, to be honest. Hey, no, shut up. Oh no. Okay. Control creator panel. Oh, thank you so much for stopping by, Rod. Thank you, grazie mille, grazie. I am surprised that the chat didn't tell me. I'm actually surprised. But thank you once again, Rod, for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Hello, Alcanis. I'm glad I finally got to catch you live. I'm also glad. Thank you so much. The model is really gorgeous. It really is, isn't it? Grazie mille. And I'm also really glad, especially on this stream, because this one is a bit of a unique stream. And Sponta, first subscriber, thank you so very much. Grazie again. Hey, how are you? You're not pathetic. Nobody changes the titles on Twitch. Oh, thank you. But I am a little surprised. That I forgot. Well, I know why I forgot, because of a little thing that I have been working on in the background. But let's keep this, and let's just name it Horror Mystery Stories Extravaganza. Mystery Stories Midnight Theater. Stories Half Night Theater. Just to keep something very safe and very short. And description, yeah, we can just do that. It's kinda ASMR anyway, so it actually should be okay. And well, thank you so very much for stopping by. Grazie mille. Grazie. Oops, audio is duplicated. Thank you so very much for stopping by. Grazie mille. Grazie. Oops. Yeah, I know why it is. Thank you. Yeah, I forgot my thing I was playing here in the background. Here, thank you so very much for stopping by, for coming by again. Grazie mille. Thank you so very much, and thank you for letting me know about the audio. Small streamer, please understand that. But thank you. And Sponta, thank you so very much for cashing the channel point redeem. I think it is called on Twitch. Romantic one-liner. Let's see. Oh, wait. I'm sorry, Sponta. Did we crash land? Or why is it that whenever I look at you, I am sorry. Why is it that whenever I look at you, I see stars in your eyes? I'm sorry. I do apologize. That one wasn't very good. But I am thinking of I'm having this other element here. I try to see if I can have a word processor, so you can see the script while I'm reading it, because it's actually a script that I have been working on, that I made. And as I mentioned in it, these are actually stories that are based on real events, based on things that actually happened to me. And yeah, I did actually find when I was cycling home one day, I actually did find an adult man bowling, and he was really bowling on the sidewalk one evening. It was actually, as you can imagine, pretty scary actually. That would be the safest option. I imagine it's river. This effect. It's actually, yeah, it actually is river. I forgot that I did that equations with river. It's funny because I try to have river for my karaoke, but for some reason, none of the river effects that I use are river effects that I actually ended up liking. Oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm simply entering into the account. Okay, yeah, is the other code, and good attempt. Thank you. You know, I thought that because I used to read a lot. And by the way, Rad, I saw on the other stream you were doing a reading of Irish Meat, I think. Irish Meats, I think. That one actually seemed really, really cool. I actually... Oh, so this with the... Okay. Sorry, I make my password so complicated, even I forget how to write them. Oh yeah, I think that I know what this is the last. Okay, good. It did work. Okay. Sorry, this is an account I don't normally use. Normally, I will just have it. I would just do a window capture of Microsoft Word and show the text through that. But because it's a Microsoft Office application, I'm often afraid that it will show some personal information unprompted. Irish meat? No, sorry. Irish meats. Mitos irlandeses. Mitos de Irlanda. How's the cute fanboy doing? He's doing okay. Thank you for asking. Okay. Alright. Sorry for taking so long. Video scripts. And we should have pretty much everything in here ready. Let's go to the room already. But one thing that is worrying me is that the Streamlabs chat is not showing up. And I do imagine that probably has to do with the change in string keys. Oh, Crosson from YouTube. Muchas gracias por venir a nuestra transmisión. Grazie mille per venire a questa trasmissione. Grazie. Hola, mi Skibidi. Hello, how are you? Yeah, that was very recent. I'm really looking forward to getting more into that book. I do imagine. Because a lot of European myths are actually really, really wonderful. Like, there is a reason why and European fairy tales and myths are popular worldwide. They are really wonderful. And of course, some, from what I heard, especially Germanic myths do tend to be a bit dark, even beyond what we will normally assume as will be normal or commonplace for people who live it in a much more brutal context than we do in the modern world. From what I understand, even at the time, for example, Green's fairy tale books, they were seen as, wow, these are very, very dark books. Fun fact, from what I know, actually Pinocchio is actually also a really, really dark story. Or not really, really dark, but a lot of really bad things happen to Pinocchio. Because he's kind of like an example of what not to do for kids. Okay. Pata de caldo. What is that? How would you translate that? Feed soup, more or less. Okay. Technical issues. I'm sorry. I am surprised that we are actually having so many technical issues. But I don't know why Streamlabs is not showing up the chat. Let me enter on Streamlabs here and let's see. after the stream, Rick Discord. Want to know? Oh, thank you so very much, Spanta. I seriously appreciate it a lot. And apologies that I am having so many unexpected stuff. I'm really surprised that the okay, theoretically now it should be showing up the chat. Wonderful. Tell you what, let's do a test reading of the first story, and we can figure things out as we go along. Everything should be ready now. Okay. Believe it or not, I did actually prepare kinda for this stream. There's just a few stuff came up unexpected. So, one moment please. Let's get more spooky now. Let's get more spooky. Right, we put this in background. I mean, not background, but we it's okay, scuff can always happen. Oh, thank you. Yeah, scuff is as unavoidable as taxes. It will happen in streams. Did you know? When I was before being a Vtuber, I thought for a while of having a creepypasta channel, like reading like some of those, not the more violent stories, but for example the more mysterious or the strange ones or the spooky ones. But because of my voice, I was afraid that people will make fun of my voice. Because I don't have a very deep voice, so I was worried that it wouldn't be good. All right. Good. Do let me know if my microphone is too loud, because I am listening to it being kind of unbalanced with the music, but it seems to be doing okay. I really love the BGM, by the way. Yeah, it's Rainy Jazz Cafe. I don't quite remember the channel name, but in Rainy Jazz Cafe on YouTube, it tends to be like the first result. Very lovely. Thank you so very much. Okay. Fun fact also, apparently this is a lot of the famous creepypasta music songs are done by this artist called Mew. Like the ones that you always associate with creepypastas, they are all done by him. For example, this one I think is a very famous one. Very good. Now okay. I am going to lower my microphone just a teensy tiny bit. And how does it sound like this? That's too low. Let's just play on the safe side and have it over here. volume balancing is ready. People obviously like the deeper voices, but there's definitely a lot of fans of softer voices. Yeah, that was actually something that I was surprised by. When I started out, I thought people were not going to like my voice. I genuinely thought it was going to be very, very unpopular. But as you will say, Rod, there are many people who are fans of very different kinds of voices. And we are thankful for all of them. Yeah. Alright. Let's go for the first story. And the first story that I want to tell you people about is the hug of the autumn crybaby. Okay, yeah, we can. Let's grab this title. This one, paste a duplicate. The hug of the autumn crybaby. Excellent. Yeah, okay. Well, this one is nice, but it's not really what we want right now. Good. Excellent. Okay. Signor Milagritos, grazie mille per venire a questa trasmissione, grazie. Hola, Panita. Hola, ¿cómo estás? This is going to be a mostly English stream, but I will try to do Spanish from time to time. And this is also going to be a scary stream. Speaking of, I need to confirm. Take care. Okay, excellent. And this is the high pass filter. Why so handsome? To scare you better. Okay. This story happened a different year, shortly before the dusk of an autumn that was exceptionally slow. I was cycling back home, and to keep up with my habit of finding new paths around my city, I chose to go through a neighborhood I seldom pass through. With time, and knowing which signs to look for, such as fences in the stores or the behavior of the locals. You can generally pick and detect which areas are relatively safe. But there are always surprises, rare as they may be. I was quite happy because the day had been good and the autumn chill was perfect to complement the falling leaves. I even managed to grasp one as it fell, and the dry texture felt comfortably raw on my bare fingers. I was clearing a path through the leaves that fell on the street, enjoying the touch of my front wheel up on the leaves, when I heard the sound. When you spend a long time in the streets, you learn to attune your senses for any sign of unusual activity. Given that it usually means danger. And it certainly was unusual to hear an adult man crying a few streets away. No, not just crying. He was bawling. I could barely understand what he was crying about. Something about his birthday and how he wanted a gift. I think he might have said something about his family, but I was too scared to pay proper attention. Because my charted path was taking me closer to the source of this phonic anomaly. I was wondering whether to continue or just take a detour. That's when I turned around a corner and found him. He was sprawled on the sidewalk, with his hands around his head, so wrapped up in his emotional episode that he did not even notice me. No, this is the one that I want to get. Imagine if a toddler had a temper tantrum and was not crying. But seeing an adult man doing that, not knowing what he was capable of, what happened, or what he was capable of, I was alone and terrified. The only mercy was that he genuinely did not seem to notice me in that state. Okay. Rain is having some stuff. My apologies. He did not seem in any state to even notice the world around him. As you might imagine, the crying continued, and it got so intense by this point that it was all I could hear. Yet the words were so muffled by the crying that they were still a garbled mess of unintelligible utterings. The only thing that was clear was that it was absolutely desperate crying, absolutely distraught and forlorn, a heart utterly broken and in the throes of despair. Something was mere sight inspired, even more than intense pity, a freezing fright. All right. Sound effects indeed. Okay, now. There was still sunlight, but not for much longer. I started walking away before being overcome by the sensation of, I guess you might call it pity. I knew what it was like to be completely alone for your birthday, and I guess I wanted for this person to not feel at least completely alone. So, being sure to position my bicycle so as to escape immediately if something fell off, I knelt down close to him and left a few coins for him to buy himself a treat. I told him as much before wishing him a happy birthday. He was crying so much, sprawled upon the sidewalk like a toddler, that not even that gesture did he notice or respond to. Again, keep in mind that this was a famished 20-year-old man, far from simply inspiring pity. The whole scenario just reeked of the bizarre, in the Anglo-Saxon sense of the word. I almost thought of patting his shoulders, but I thought better of it. Yet, at that moment did I notice that his hands were extremely calloused, and his left palm had some odd but small burn marks on the edges. Having done all I could, I walked back slowly to continue on my way. But when I was about to board my bicycle, I felt a warm pat on my back and a gentle hand grabbing my shoulder. By the wrinkles and the rough leathery feel, I could tell that it was the hand of an older woman. That was confirmed by the female voice that spoke behind me a few seconds later, which I dared not turn back to look at due to the pure shock.
You have done a really sweet gesture, boy. Even though this cat does not deserve it, it's really appreciated. I hope you always carry a good heart. But I also hope that you know to hold greater judgment next time.
Then, as sudden as the gust of wind that moved the leaves around us, for some reason, I turned around. And there was no grandmother to be seen. What's more, the crybaby somehow was no more, even though I did not hear him walk away. The sheer strangeness of it all made it that by this point I just mounted my bicycle and hightailed it out of there as fast as I possibly could. I haven't really come back to that intersection ever since. And you know, thankfully, I did not realize this at the time. But thinking back on this incident, I noticed one thing while I was fleeing. The crybaby's wails were still heard somewhere in the distance. Okay, no, scuffed as it was. I'm sorry. For some reason, saying verbs in the last tense in English is sometimes difficult for me. The silent E is sometimes a bit difficult. Don't know why. But scuffed as it was, that was the um, the hug of the autumn crybaby. Ok. Bueno, a pesar de los muchos errores técnicos, este fue el abrazo del llorón otoñal. And okay, so I can say about some of the stuff that was true. I did actually leave this person a few coins because I really did feel bad. I really did feel bad for that person. No. Hey, what is Trex? Come on. I really did feel bad actually for this individual. And I really did not understand what he was crying about, but I did really want to just leave the money and run. I kinda did want to ask him why he was crying so much, but I sorry. living in South America, you very quickly learn not to risk yourself getting involved in situations that can end up being really bad. And anything that happens on the street that is extremely weird can end up becoming something really bad. Yeah. Sound effects, yeah. Honestly, preparing the sound effects for the stream for the story, that was a blast. That was honestly a blast. Like, I am a bit sorry. I do apologize that I did not really prepare myself as much as I could have, maybe for this stream. It's just that there were a few things, for example, like the bitrate, the problems with the chatbots, because the streamless chatbot, it should be showing here. I don't know why it doesn't show. Here, they kinda got me by surprise. So I was actually a bit surprised that they didn't show up. Let's see. Oh well, there it appears all of a sudden. Having small issues like that at the start can really throw you off a little. Yeah, it really can. It honestly, at first, and it's funny because obviously the vast majority of live streamers are also like, they also watch other live streams, or for example in the case of Vtubers, they had an Oshi, right? And as a viewer that pretty much viewers really don't mind if there is like a little bit of a scuff, but when you're actually streaming, for some reason like that can really throw you off. Like, you don't stop thinking about that situation, about that little scuff. Okay, so volume balancing seems to be kind of okay, and I am going to do a very brief trailer like reading or teaser reading of another of the scary stories, another of the spooky stories. But this is not one that we're going to focus on too much today. Story reading, we're gonna change the name of this title in here for a moment. The Client That Smells Strange. Wait one. Yeah, excellent. I don't mean he was stinky. I don't mean that he was stinky. Okay, this one is a tad more fictional. And this one focuses more on setting a suspense over anything actually happening. But let's just grab the link here, and yeah, nothing bad is showing in here, so we can grab the window, and we're going to add a window capture. We're going to play it a little bit safer now. We're going to play it a teensy bit safer here. We're going to start a studio mode, and I'm going to add the window in here. Brave browser. Story reading. How am I not? Excellent. Wonderful. So like this, you can also read what I am reading here. Wonderful. Yeah, and it has to be in the lower end of the on the screen. Okay. I must say, even though I apologize that there is quite a bit of on polish on the stream, I am a little bit happy that I got the general points of it down, because I had so much anxiety today. I wasn't sure if I was going to do the stream, but I thought I was going to be a bit too much of a quitter if I didn't do the stream just because I had anxiety. Even if the reason why I had so much anxiety is because of something in the background that I have been working on. But I do want to try and push myself a bit more. This one is a good one. This one is good for the suspense. It was in a tiring summer afternoon turning evening, at the end of an already long shift. The house was in a somewhat desolate area of town, but having worked as a courier, I had already gotten used to the occasional route to less popular areas. Additionally, I had learned to pick up on the signs of my surroundings to sense possibly dangerous areas. This place did not seem crime-ridden, just an old part of the city where the houses were in a losing fight against disrepair. Such was the case of that one client's house, an imposing arch with an iron gate being the entrance. It clearly was an old-era building, given that the doorbell was haphazardly installed just behind the iron gates. I always hated it when houses had the bell behind gates. The only nice thing so far was that the view of the setting sun heralded the change from a scorching heat to a comforting warm breeze. After a few seconds, it was clear that this climb was going to take a while. So, out of curiosity, I checked out the house, something which I try not to do in the case a client is paranoid, which was a simple two-story building. The disrepair was especially noticeable in this house. Many patches of the walls had paint chipped, and even exposing the bricklaying underneath the upper right window. Connected to that window was a small passage that itself connected to what seemed like some kind of a small observatory-like tower. Doubtless a legacy from the turbulent era of our country. Also doubtless was its old age, given that alongside many parts of the building, small cracks could be seen as thankfully non-critical spots. I realized that a blackbeard, a really big blackbeard, a crow, was looking at me, observing with some kind of anticipation. Only after a few seconds did a jolt break me out of the trance of looking at that beard. Somehow, the breeze felt pretty cold now, even above the hotness of the pizza boxes in my hand. Only then did I realize that none of the rooms whose windows I could see had any light on, even when the afternoon turned into dusk. Realizing the client either did not hear the doorbell or it wasn't working in the first place, this is more common than you might think, I decided to call into the client's noted number. After a few rings, a gruff male voice responded with extreme irritation.
What the is it?
I could tell the man was at least in his 30s, and he sounded buff. Now, anyone who works at a service job surely knows what dealing with those types of clients can be like. Well, by that point, I developed the process and callousness to just get the operation done with and let the insults roll off me. The bluntness still gave me a bit of a kick in the head. So I meekly replied, hello sir, your delivery is here. I rang the doorbell, but then he rudely interrupted me.
Yeah, alright. I'll be there in a bit, just wait there.
And promptly cut the call. And wait I did. Thankfully, the first few minutes were spent waiting in almost complete silence. The movement of the evening clouds were the only intruder to a scene of complete stillness, betraying the fact that the last few rays of sunlight left shortly after the call ended. A few minutes later, curiosity got the better of me, and I kept looking at the house when suddenly I heard footsteps going from the second down to the first floor. My hopes of the unpleasant client opening his door were dashed when, after a few decisive steps in one of the rooms, the steps suddenly flowered into the leftmost room of the house, mayhaps a parlor room due to its dimensions, and with poorly disguised anger, the client began to thrash about various items, clearly looking for something. Hopefully a tip. With such rancor that at points I could swear I heard small furniture tipping over. It was only at this time that I consciously took notice of something my subconscious registered. My god, who breathed this stuff? This client had cats. Many cats. At times, I could see a couple of felines prancing in and out of the property like they owned the place. Matter of fact, before I called the client, there was even one sleeping out of the rooftop who for some minutes kept staring at me with a strangely analytical and smoldering gaze. It just felt weird for a cat to look at me like that. It was a white cat with grey pattern designs around his ears, paws, and shoulders. But the biggest telltale sign was the sounds. They were cats mewing for food. Somehow, I even heard one purring. A couple cats were growling in the distance. A few of them were even mimicking avian sounds to some night birds, hoping to snare them in their deadly trap. Oh, and this is how we were at, okay? Okay. Cat back. Yeah. Okay. Oh no. I'm a little scared. This the thumbnail for this song, actually for this video, has Chuck in the background. No. Oh, this is the classic one. This is the classic one. Yeah, this is it. This is the one. Okay. Now we are going to do the second story. We're going to do the second story, which is Running in the Dark. And this is actually one of the stories that actually did happen. This one actually did happen. Not quite the way that I read the story, of course. Which, by the way, in The Hug of the Autumn Crybaby, the part about the old ghost lady grabbing my shoulder, that one was completely fictional. Thankfully, that one did not happen. And I mean, I do mean thankfully, because if that had happened, I think I would have cried. I would have started crying. Excellent. Now we are going to load the next script. And thank you so much to everyone for sticking by the stories, by the way. Again, I know that I say it a bit, but I do apologize for the stuff. I did have a bunch of stuff working on in the background, and I had been like really focused on that one. So that's why I could not prepare as much as I wanted for this story. And oh, catback is an emoji. Oh, okay. I see. That one is actually cute. Headpad. Oh, thank you. I think that the headpad command should still. Oh no, it's not. It's not gonna work still because I always forget to connect the Vtuber to the integration. Oh no, chat. Headpad, yeah. Amazing, beautiful. Oops. Okay. We have a special guest for this story, and we are gonna have to bring up an old friend for this one. Where is it? Okay. Excellent. Hello. It has been a while, hasn't it? Marvelous. And I do need to change the background, I do believe. I also do need to change the background. It will become clear later on why. Color picker. Wonderful. So you in the stream are probably not noticing anything at this moment quite. But it will make sense in just a bit. Okay, wonderful. Okay. So why do we use Tachi? Well, there is an effect that is prepared on specifically for the Tachi model, for this model. So we need to keep it for this model. All right. Running in the dark. This is the special one. This story happened to me fairly recently. Before we start, we can answer the message. I unfortunately must head to bed, but must head to sleep. Up for work tomorrow. Oh no, thank you so very much for stopping by, Rod. I seriously appreciate it. Grazie mille, grazie davvero, amico. Grazie de verdad, realmente lo aprecio. If anything, I am actually super appreciative that you stepped by for the stream as much as you did. Like seriously, thank you so very much. Gracias. And I say that twice. Yeah, I was a little surprised. I was actually a little surprised, but I understand. It happens sometimes. I think it happens to me. It happened to me actually a couple times in when I visited someone else's stream. I don't remember who. But that actually happened to me too. Like I repeated a post twice. I meant thank you for the stream. Oh, and thank you for stopping by. Thank you so much. But I'm really glad to hear that some people like it. Like seriously, thank you. Okay. Well, sleep well, Rat. Good night. Thank you again. All right, now let us begin running in the dark. This story happened to me fairly recently, so the event is still relatively fresh in my mind. After a long shift at work, I was happily walking home, looking forward to a movie I wanted to see for a while. I decided to take a trek through a new route that evening just to spice things up a little since it was a safe area. The evening was so pleasant that I stopped at a crossing to take in a deep breath of the cold winter night. I still remember how green the stoplight was at that moment, and how pleasant the air was. I was calm until suddenly I forgot it has to be specifically in this room. Wait. Okay, everyone, forget what you saw. Forget what you saw. No, let's we have to do it again. It's so close to the room, and anyways. Okay. Sorry. Running in the dark. This story happened to me fairly recently, so the event is still relatively fresh in my mind. After a long shift at work, I was happily walking home, looking forward to a movie I wanted to see for a while. I decided to take a trek through a new route that evening just to spice things up a little, since it was a safe area. The evening was so pleasant that I stopped at a crossing to take in a deep breath of the cold winter night. I still remember how green the stoplight was at that moment, and how pleasant the air was. I was calm until suddenly the lights went out. And at first, I did not know what to do. There was not a single light on. And if you had ever been in a situation like that, you know how even your own hands cannot be seen. The first few seconds were spent standing still, listening to any sounds with attention as sharp as my breath. A few dogs barking, night birds, and far away some car's engine that felt as distant as a token memory of another time. But no people. Almost none. That was as much a relief as it was terrifying, because every unfamiliar sound carried with it the dread of the unknown, the dread of the stranger, of the other, of the danger. All around me, small sounds became looming shadows I could not see. My mind made monsters out of noises, and gripped by terror, my breathing became erratic. Walking briskly was all I could do to not lose myself to the panic. I stepped on a man or an inhuman sound, or a twig breaking. What was it? All that I know is that it happened behind me and that I ran. I ran. I ran. By the time the sympathetic response, the fight or flight reflex as is commonly called, subsided, I was panting, almost out of breath, looking at the edges of the blackout zone. Faintly, I could make out the street lamps that somehow felt like that famous Van Gogh painting where he is outside the cafe looking at the night sky. It's funny, but oddly, I had the sensation as if they were lamplights. They were lamplights from the other side of a dark river. A river which I was crossing with great trepidation, not wanting my hopes of a peaceful crossing to be easily shattered. Certainly, odd sounds still happen at times to my left and right. Unknown people talking, night birds chirping. Sorry, I need to take it. Or sometimes even the sway of the tree branches. But all I could see were the far off streetlamps that guided the way out of this strange world I was thrown into. Eventually, the walk became calmer as I got closer. Before I knew it, the path and streets became more and more discernible until the light outnumbered the shadows. Alas, I was out of the blackout. Alas, I was back to safety. And certainly I was glad. Yet, many scars and questions from that night remained within me. It was one of those experiences that shake the core of what you once understood the world to be. At the very least, my understanding of the world was expanded to knowing it can be a much more unusual place than it normally is. And you know, I realized one thing about this experience. Looking back at the moment I started running, I realized. But this one doesn't need that. Okay. Boo, spooky, spooky. Excellent, okay. And that is running in the dark. Ah, okay. Amazing. You know what? Let's try. We can try. I think we can try an exercise reading of another of the stories. Right now we don't have a lot of people, so it's not going to be much of a spoiler for anyone. One moment, I need to no, maybe not this one. Maybe a more deep green will be better for the alpha background, and let's load this. It's so big. Amazing. Okay. So amazing, so amazing. Which one this one? Oh. Oh yeah, this one is also one of the classic, isn't it? Yeah, we can use this one for the reading. We can use this one for the reading. Let's read just a bit of the Sons of Sleep. Oh. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, we are doing a very small reading of this one and then we complete it. Yeah, we're doing a very small reading of this one and then we complete it. Okay. We head towards the closing satsu and that will be the stream for today. And again, sorry that this stream is actually a bit short. I had a bunch of unexpected situations come up, so I had to prepare, improvise some stuff on the fly. Right. No. This story was related to me by a coworker about an incident at his previous employment. It was a fast food establishment on a part of town that was not part of any commercial hub. The manager implied that the franchise was set up mainly to capture passersby and so that the fast food chain could claim to cover that area of the city as well. But that the regional manager himself told her that he did not expect much activity, nor revenue, from the shop. This story was related to me by a female friend at the time, whom I had sadly lost contact with since then. Thankfully, it seems she is happily involved in her tertiary education from what little I had seen. This is actually based on an... Sorry, no, I'm not going to say that. Okay. But alas, she needed to gather the funds for that through manifold odd jobs. The most unpleasant tended to be the night shift ones. As you might imagine, this story revolves around such a night. She worked as a gas station store clerk in night shift to supplement her occasional shifts as a manicurist and hairstylist. She liked the independence of holding two jobs, and in many ways she was a free spirit who knew how to take care of herself. So, even though she was sometimes alone in the store, that it had a safe room too, she didn't really mind. Believe it or not, she told me that it was actually pretty rare for any weirdo to walk in the store, so she often had ample time to study. The problem with that night was that she had used her sleeping time to catch up with an old friend instead, whom was stopping by the city for like 2 days. Do you know what one of the bigger symptoms of prolonged sleep deprivation is? That you can begin hearing things. And at first, it was tiny things. Some small chasquido de dedos to her right, then her left, then the sound of some bug walking behind her. That one seemed so real that she actually turned around, but of course, nothing was there. A couple cups of coffee helped for a bit, and she managed to distract herself by looking at the glass door to look out for any clients or even a car stopping by for gas. Alas, no such luck. Other than the sounds, she was alone. Eventually, she got so bored that she could not help resting her eyes until a soft breathing on the side of her ear, weirdly clear. It lulled her to sleep, and she was about to. So clear, she told me she was convinced someone was breathing gently next to her ear. To the point she even thought she felt the warm breath tickling her earlobe. Maybe she even would have fallen asleep had it not been for a single clap that thundered in the room. It jolted her awake. Needless to say, she was a bit scared at this point, but given that she knew what she signed up for, she decided to just try and push through the night. It was only a couple hours until sunrise at that point anyways. Another cup of coffee gave her some hope, but the dullery eventually got to be a bit much, and soon enough, the soft comforting breath tempted her again. Like a siren's call, it had a deceptive warmth that kept beckoning her to rest and comfort. Soft breaths, a mild, loud, and kind words. It tried anything to bring her to the rest that she so craved, and that he intended to give her. Eventually, it got more direct. Simply and plainly. I should have chosen the soundtracks more carefully, I'm sorry. Inviting her to sleep. To sleep. To sleep. To sleep. I'm not in the mental headspace right now for ASMR, sorry, but to sleep. To sleep. To sleep. To sleep. The voice was so beckoning, and she oddly felt so safe and loved that she could no longer resist the allure of rest. Mayhaps partly for her to rest better. Who writes this stuff? Mayhaps to make herself feel alluring or entrancing, but she decided to remove her shirt and loosen her belt. A brief look in the staff room mirror imbued her with the confidence that even in this state she looked beautiful. Where did that come from, Jesus? Wrapping a coat as a makeshift pajama, she walked on her socks, hidden only by the boys, until sleep. No, I'm not using this one. That's so terrible. Sleep. Sleep. It's funny, the background music, according to the visual meters, it's not very loud, but I am listening it loud, at least. Wow, we are losing a ton of. We lost a boatload of packets all of a sudden. I had hoped that I could avoid having to call to deal with the ASP, but clearly something is not working right. But actually, I think it was also something from my PC because it says that a big amount of packets was suddenly being sent. Wait a moment. Are you sending a double? Are you using twice the upload speed? Now that actually kind of explains some stuff. Even that should be covered by my internet plan. But if you are actually using double the upload bandwidth that I tell OBS, then that explains some stuff. Wow, mystery kinda solved. My. All right, well. I don't like this one either. We can use this one, sorry. Eventually, she found herself inside the building's safe room. The keys were in her pocket, so she opened the door to find the morning shift guy more than a little alarmed. Apparently, she didn't even realize that while the boys beckoned her deeper into slumber, she, almost by instinct, had locked the customer and employee door to the gas station store, which morning shift guy opened with his own key, and apparently locked herself in the safe room to sleep safely. What surprised her though was that just before she left the safe room, after the morning shift guy left to check out the register and security cameras, she heard the same voice from that night. I'm glad you had a good sleep, sweetheart. And okay. Those were the creepy stories. I am sorry. I know the stream was a disaster, but I had fun. I will be honest. I actually ended up having a lot of fun, and this was actually a pretty decent test run or proof of concept for a different kind of. I guess it's kind of an evolution of more evolved ASMR. But this is a bit closer to some stuff I want to do more with. For example, like Rod mentioned, sound effects and like trying to be more immersive. The selection of OST what Falco. The selection of background music seems to really matter. Actually, it does seem to make a really big difference. So next time, I will actually try to remember to select or annotate a specific BGM for specific moments, because that will actually have made a huge difference. And of course, be a bit more advanced and be a bit fancier with the sound effects. That is kind of the next level that I could get to with the acting part, because I want to get better at this kind of more audiovisual experience, acting, theatrical stuff. And I will talk a bit more in the after the little break I'm going to techno. But I realized that a better way to do it, instead of like trying to be so much perfectionist and get it all well done from the very first stream, it's better to do a few like practice streams, or like do a first few initial streams where you test out a very few new things so you can really make sure that they work well, because there is nothing replaces experience. Okay. So do give me a moment, or I don't know if a moment, but do give me like a few minutes. I'm going to take a break, and I'm also going to play the obligatory ads. I totally forgot about the ads. And we complete and we do the closing sats for today. But I must say, this Mew composer, I'm actually surprised by how wide the scope is for their music. Maravilloso. This YouTube. What an amazing user interface. All right. Hola, ¿alguna vez quisiste escuchar a tu Vtuber favorito decir líneas hechas específicamente para ti, tales como feliz cumpleaños nombre o Daphne, Ficus, Iris, Maquia, Litrum, Mirica, Savia, Floss? Gai wo boku no negai yo mirai yo taema nai koukai yo laikan hachido no yume wa yagate shitte shimatta. Daphne, Ficus, Iris, Maquia, Litrum, Mirica, Savia, Timus, Rives, Abelia, Sedum, Felicia, Ogna, Lignis. Kimi no omoi wa urei wa meguru kanyaran wa hankei 80 gawa no sekai ni 囚われたまま本音を差し言われた今日溢れた一切に秋をくべて風に乗せて錆びた空を彩る澄んだ日々を手に去った花はすぐに枯れてくだんだん僕は夢から覚めて姿意味もないなセド、アベリア、フェリシア、ティモス、リベス。君が僕にくれた声も色も揺ぎない愛情も二人きりの空に光った星も夜に散ってしまった何の添えにモノクロの冷えに季節は色あせて熱を帯びて鈍くんですれた街にこぼれるすさんだ日々を手に辿った先に花が咲くはずこんな君は夢を見たまま悟ったふりで水を注いだモノクロの塀に ネタの中に柔らかく咲いた花は雲の上で違う星での先にで揺れてるそんな日々を手に飾った花はすぐに晴れてくどんな僕は夢から覚めて姿意味もないなそんな日々を手にすすった紙に花を描いたこんな僕ら夢に破れて誓ったはずもなかったことにしたにFicus, Iris, Magia, Litrum, Mirica, Sabia, Timus, Rives, Abelia, Sedum, Felicia, Ocna, Lignis, Daphne, Ficus, Iris, Magia, Litrum, Mirica, Sabia, Timus, Rives, Abelia, Sedum, Felicia, Ocna, Lignis, Flor. We will let this one play just for a bit. I'm curious actually. I cannot hear it. I set the monitor into somewhere else. No, sorry, I cannot sing along because I cannot hear what part it is.
Let's stay together, it's more.
Okay, it should be finished. Okay, we can do the full version. Sorry, I didn't practice the full version. Wonderful. No, here. Man, I really need to get rid of that stuff. Okay. Yeah, sure. Why not? We can use this one for now. Now, I'll choose to think of this one as an exercise. I'll choose to think of this stream as a sort of exercise. And what I mean by that is that, for example, I did have a few things that did not go out fully mega well. Like, for example, I had a few technical issues, for example, at the start, and I also had a few stuff that I didn't talk about, like a few little problems in here. And at least I did not really let it show too much this time, which is a bit of an improvement compared to previous occasions. And at the very least, also, I got a teensy bit better. I mean, now I actually am taking some steps to address some of the fundamental problems behind the streams. Tomorrow might be a bit too soon, but this week I am going to call the ISP and I am going to try to request a troubleshooting of the issue, because this is not the internet that we were promised. This is not the bandwidth that we were promised. And I also have some of the technical problems that I speak of a bit in the background. Like, now I have some of the tools that I can do something about them. And I almost have of the mind that because I see that there are a bunch of people around, I'm kind of wondering, should I actually do a reread of one of the stories? Like, but I don't know. No lo sé. Hola, panita, volví. Hola, panita, ¿cómo estás? Gracias, muchas gracias. Gracias por volver, mille grazie. Disculpa, tuve un día ocupado. No se preocupe, no se preocupe para nada. ¿Saben? Puedo intentar hacer una lectura en español. Puedo intentar hacer una lectura en español al menos. Sí, que sea una lectura simplemente divertida. ¿Te tiro unos piropos? Adelante. Muchas gracias. Y veamos, ¿dónde se encuentra esto? Pido disculpas, ojalá no se escuche demasiado ruido de fondo. Realmente ruego disculpas. ¿Por qué tan guapo, no lo sé. Es que una señorita muy hermosa vino... perdón. No sé qué iba a decir. ¿Eso es nuevo, lo que está arriba de tu cabeza? Es un halo. Suele estar ahí. De hecho, suele estar ahí. It's an halo. It usually is there, actually. Okay, let's do a Spanish reading. I'm going to at least read a bit. Read a bit. Voy a leer una historia de terror. Voy a traducir una historia de terror. Una historia de terror narrada por moi. Hecha... no solo narrada, escrita por yo. Escrita por moi. Okay. So, let's go here. El abrazo del llorón otoñal. Intentémoslo de nuevo. El abrazo del llorón otoñal. De acuerdo. ¿Dónde está Living in the Dark here? El abrazo del llorón otoñal. Esta historia me ocurrió en un año distinto. Un poco antes del atardecer de una tarde otoñal que era excepcionalmente lenta. Estaba yendo por bicicleta hacia mi casa y para mantener mi hábito de buscar y encontrar nuevos caminos en mi ciudad, elegí atravesar un vecindario por el que muy raras veces pasaba. Con el tiempo y sabiendo a qué señales tener cuidado, tales como rejas en las tiendas o el comportamiento de los locales, puedes generalmente notar y saber qué áreas son seguras. ¿Dónde está? Aquí está. Relativamente. Pero siempre hay sorpresas. Y esta tarde Fue una de esas sorpresas. Estaba bastante contento porque el día había sido bueno. El primero que grita pierde. Okay. Y el frío del otoño era perfecto para acompañar a las hojas que caían. Incluso logré agarrar una mientras caía, y la textura seca se sentía cómodamente áspera en mis dedos desnudos. Estaba yendo un camino a través de las hojas que cayeron en la calle, disfrutando el toque de mi rueda delantera por las hojas, cuando escuché el sonido. Cuando pasas un largo tiempo en las calles, aprendes a afilar tus sentidos, agudizar tus sentidos para cualquier señal de actividad inusual, dado que usualmente significa peligro. Y ciertamente era inusual escuchar a un hombre adulto llorando a unas cuadras de distancia. No solo llorando. Él estaba sollozando. Ha gritado, ¿perdiste? Oh no, tengo que pagar una pena, ¿verdad, señorita? Ok. Apenas podía entender sobre qué estaba llorando. Algo sobre su cumpleaños y cómo quería un regalo. Creo que él podría haber dicho algo sobre su familia, pero yo estaba demasiado asustado para prestar atención. Debido a que mi camino planeado me estaba llevando más y más cerca a esa anomalía fónica, me estaba preguntando si es que continuar o simplemente tomar un desvío. Ahí es cuando giré una vuelta a la esquina y lo vi. La Llorona cerca. Oh, espera, me olvidé de... Él estaba desparramado sobre la acera para caminantes, con sus manos envueltas por su cabeza, tan absorbido en su episodio emocional que él ni siquiera me notó. Imagínense si es que un bebé estuviese teniendo un arranque de frustración, un capricho, y se hubiese puesto a llorar. Pero ver a un hombre adulto haciendo eso, no sabiendo qué es lo que ocurrió y de qué él era capaz, yo estaba solo y aterrado. La única piedad fue que él genuinamente no parecía estar en ningún estado como para notar el mundo a su alrededor. Por cierto, estas experiencias están basadas en historias reales. Esto es algo que realmente pasó. Yo realmente vi a un hombre llorando desconsolado en la calle. Como podrían imaginarse, el llanto continuó y se puso tan intenso a este punto que era todo lo que yo podía escuchar. Y sin embargo, las palabras estaban tan enmudecidas por el llanto que seguían siendo un garabateo incomprensible de miseria. La única cosa que era clara era que era un llanto absolutamente desesperado, absolutamente desgarrador y desesperanzado. Un corazón absolutamente roto y en las fauces de la desesperación. Algo cuya mera vista inspiraba más que intensa tristeza o pena o un congelador terror. Aún había algo de luz solar, pero no por mucho tiempo. Empecé a alejarme antes de sentirme absorbido por una sensación que supongo podría llamar pena. Yo sé cómo se sentía estar completamente solo para tu cumpleaños y supongo que quería que esta persona no se sienta completamente sola. Así que, asegurándome de haber posicionado mi bicicleta para poder escapar inmediatamente si algo se sentía mal, me arrodillé cerca de él y dejé unas cuantas monedas. Esperen, no me agrada esta música. Esta no. Usemos esta. Y dejé unas cuantas monedas para que él pueda comprarse un regalo. Le dije eso mismo, antes de desearle un feliz cumpleaños. Él estaba llorando tanto, esparcido sobre la acera como un bebé, que ni siquiera ese gesto él llegó a notar o responder. De nuevo, tengan en mente que este era un hombre de 20 años en estado de desnutrición extrema. Muy lejos de simplemente inspirar tristeza, el escenario entero apestaba a lo bizarro, en el sentido anglosajón de la palabra. Casi pensé de abrazarlo, apachurrar su hombro, no sé cómo describirlo, perdón, pero decidí no hacerlo por mi propia seguridad. Sin embargo, en ese momento llegué a notar que sus manos estaban extremadamente callosas y su palma izquierda tenía una extraña pero pequeña quemadura en los bordes. Habiendo hecho todo lo que pude, caminé de vuelta lentamente para seguir mi trayecto, pero cuando estaba a punto de subir a mi bicicleta, sentí un toque tibio en mi espalda y una mano gentil agarraba mi hombro. Por las arrugas y la sensación de cuero viejo, podía notar que era la mano de una mujer de avanzada edad. Eso fue confirmado por la voz femenina que habló detrás mío unos segundos después, a la cual no me atreví a voltear a mirar debido al shock puro.
Has hecho un gesto bastante dulce, chico. Aunque este joven no se lo merece, es realmente apreciado. Ojalá que siempre cargues un buen corazón. Pero también deseo que sepas ser más cauteloso para la próxima.
Y así, tan repentino como el soplo de viento que movía las hojas alrededor nuestro, por alguna razón me volteé y no había ninguna abuela a la vista. Lo que es más, el llorón de alguna forma ya no estaba, aunque yo no lo escuché alejándose. Lo bizarro de todo este escenario hizo que para ese punto simplemente monté mi bicicleta y me largué de... Esperen, y me largué de ahí lo más rápido que pude. No he vuelto a esa intersección desde ese entonces. Y saben, afortunadamente no me di cuenta de esto en ese tiempo, pero pensando en este incidente, me di cuenta de una cosa mientras estaba oyendo. Los llantos del llorón aún se escuchaban a la distancia. Ok. Ese fue el abrazo del llorón otoñal. Ok, ahora, ¿qué cosas pasaron de verdad? ¿Por qué está en silencio? Ah, perdón. Justo estaba acabando la música en ese momento, quedó un perfecto toque dramático. Em, También quiero mejorar mi habilidad. I also want to improve my ability in taking advantage or being able to improvise on the situations that present themselves. Quiero poder ser mejor en poder aprovechar las improvisaciones que se pueden presentar. ¿Un fantasma? Sí, un fantasma. En la historia era un fantasma. Ah, no me asustes así, pana. ¡Bú! Oh, espera. ¡Bú! ¡Bú! Ok. ¿Qué cosas pasaron de verdad? ¿Qué cosas fueron de verdad? Sí es cierto que yo encontré a un hombre adulto, o digo hombre adulto, pero era un varón de 20 años. Supongo algunas personas no lo dirían adulto. Am, Llorando despavorido. Y de hecho, por un momento sí pensé en no abrazarlo, pero ¿ves cuando alguien te pone su mano en tu hombro para apoyarte? Pensé por un momento en hacer eso, pero seguramente como muchos de los oyentes ahora son de Latinoamérica, eh, saben bien cómo puede ser cuando esa sensación o esos contextos en los que encuentras a una persona misteriosa o extraña o inusual en la calle. Y la calle es la calle, ¿verdad? No sabes de qué esa persona extraña es capaz. Así que uno siempre tiene que ser cauteloso, especialmente en Latinoamérica, por supuesto. Así que, por supuesto, no tenía idea. Esto podría ser una emboscada. Quizás esta persona no está bien de la cabeza. am, Podría tornarse violento repentinamente. Entonces, lo que sí es cierto es que de hecho dejé unas monedas para que él pueda comprarse algo. Porque sí estaba llorando de que quería comprarse un caramelo para su cumpleaños o alguna cosa por el estilo. Y sí le dejé unas monedas y le dije que eh, se compre un, se compre unas cosas. ¿Un psicópata? Podría ser. Yo, francamente, asumí que era una persona eh, adicta al azúcar blanco. O, bueno, no al azúcar blanco precisamente, pero ya saben a qué me refiero. Adicto a cosas que no son videojuegos. Eh, y quizás su familia lo echó de la casa porque hizo alguna cosa que no debía. O algo así. Al menos eso es lo común en Latinoamérica. Mm. Pero efectivamente podría haber sido una persona peligrosa, por eso no quise acercarme demasiado. Simplemente dije que con eso podía comprarse un caramelo, los caramelos que quería, y le dije un feliz cumpleaños. Azúcar blanco, mejor de harina, sí, harina es más cercano realmente. Am, pero el hombre, el man, ni siquiera notó eso. Ni siquiera se volteó, ni siquiera lo reconoció. Y efectivamente, yo me alejé rápidamente y volví a montar mi bicicleta para, para huir rápidamente por cualquier caso, para evitar cualquier problema. Afortunadamente, la abuela fantasmal, eso sí fue totalmente ficción. Eso fue totalmente ficticio. Y afortunadamente, si algo así me pasaba, yo iba a llorar. Creo que iba a llorar. Sí, de hecho creo que iba a llorar. De hecho, estaba pensando escribir una historia de terror. Falco. Ah, yo escribía un tanto a veces y Antes yo escuchaba varias historias de terror. Entonces quise intentar escribir alguna de mis historias, propias historias de terror o de misterio. Estaba pensando en una donde no quiero dar muchos detalles, por supuesto, no quiero spoilear mi propia historia. Pero, por ejemplo, una historia en la que un chico está almorzando, tomando un café con una amiga y la amiga deja algo, una sustancia sorprendente en el café del chico. Una historia de terror. ¿Puedo ser tu musa? No lo sé, ¿estaría dispuesta a poner laxantes en mi café? What? ¿De dónde salió eso? Where did that come from? Where did that come from? Where did that come from? Lo siento, señor Milagritos. Lo siento. ¿Qué? ¿Qué en verdad? Ok. Pido disculpas. Siempre termino haciendo que las transmisiones sean 50% español, 50% inglés. Tengo que separar las transmisiones mejor. Pero, ¿saben? Para no sentirme tan que estoy eligiendo una audiencia u otra, creo que intentaré hacer 2 semanas, o sea, 2 semanas de 2 transmisiones por semana. Y esas transmisiones extras serán las transmisiones en español. Creo que eso será lo más práctico. Y realmente intentar mantener el inglés, una transmisión de inglés en inglés y viceversa. Óyeme, yo soy la atrevida aquí. Y tú eres mi futuro novio o esposo. ¿Cuál era? Ahí está. Un placer, mi amada. Pero sí. Me encanta que les hayan encantado la historia. Me encanta que realmente les hayan encantado. Muchas, muchas gracias. Y gracias por el cumplido. Me estoy sonrojando bastante. Muchas. Gracias. ¿Cómo ha sido el día de todos ustedes? ¿Cómo ha sido todo el día de ustedes, bella audiencia? Espero que haya sido un día maravilloso. How has the day of you beautiful audience been? I hope it has been a wonderful day. Here we had an ad. Wonderful. Yeah, here we got an ad. Okay. Now, I don't know. Do you want one more story in Spanish? Or just a satsu? ¿Quieren una historia más en español o solo el satsu? Creo que puedo hacer 10 minutos de historia de terror. Puedo hacer 10 minutos de otra historia de terror. Les dejaré unos minutos para que decidan cuál historia, qué es lo que prefieren. Casi me olvido. Pana, ¿eres constructor?
Así construyes nuestro futuro. Oh, no, perdón.
Ese filtro de voz no era particularmente romántico. Así construyes nuestro futuro. Por favor, dime que esta está... Ok, maravilloso. Excelente. No era particularmente romántico. Pues, de hecho, soy un constructor. Planeo estudiar para ser constructor. Planeo construir mi propia casa. Eso quizás decir mucho, no lo sé, perdón. Pero sí planeo intentar construir mi propia casa en el futuro. I do plan to try and build my own house in the future. It will be nice. It will be really nice. Okay, let's go for the closing satsu because this is already a 2-hour stream. Hagamos el satsu de cerrado. porque ya es una transmisión de 2 horas. And today's stream, I actually planned it to be a rather short stream. I wanted to kind of do a test run of this new idea that I had. And I will admit, so far, I am actually pretty satisfied with what I got so far. Because at the start, I was so anxious, I thought I wasn't going to do the stream at all. Because of course I also had like some of their some other issues that came up. But I was happy that I was actually really happy that I did not let that get to me, or some of the tech issues get to me, that I actually could pull through this story to complete the project. Because being a streamer, being a Vtuber, etc., there are many times where you are not going to have like the best test of mood to do a stream, but you have to keep on, you have to be constant. And I was glad that I was able to do that again. And also, I realized that, the creator of Doom, one of the biggest creators of Doom, John Carmack, actually said something that really stuck with me for a long time. Resumiendo lo que dije ahí en inglés, era, por un momento pensé que no iba a hacer la transmisión a causa de la ansiedad, pero me alegra saber que pude no dejarme vencer por esa sensación de ansiedad y tener la disciplina personal como streamer para poder hacer esta transmisión, incluso si no me estaba sintiendo con la mejor energía al principio y con todos los problemas técnicos que tuve al principio. De acuerdo. John Carmack said, there is a point, or there is a dividing line in any project that where you actually have to choose between doing all of the improvements that you can for the project and releasing it already, because you can actually make a game. You're never going to feel that the game is fully ready. There are always going to be things that you want to improve, add, etc. But eventually you do have to decide to launch the game. And in his case, he said, I think that with Doom, we actually chose the perfect point between improving it a lot and just launching the game already. Why do I say that? Because I had recently learned of the skateboard method, or the skateboard method, where instead of designing something really ambitious, really big from the start, it is better to just design something simple to complete that simple project and then build on that simple project. In Half-Life, for example, in Half-Life 2, they were already trying up some of the gameplay concepts, some of the graphic design ideas, some of the enemy AI ideas that they will use in a bigger scale in Half-Life Episode 1, in the sequel, or Half-Life Episode 2. Or even better, there's something said, okay, so this part of the game, we're also going to use it to test this type of gameplay idea or this type of enemy idea and see if it works well. And en cuentas muy resumidas, lo que dije allí en español fue que me di cuenta que es mucho más efectivo para mí cuando estoy intentando un concepto nuevo, hacer un proyecto en boceto, un proyecto simplificado, conteniendo algunas de las ideas nuevas que quiero intentar, y completar ese proyecto primero, aunque no sea la forma ideal del proyecto que quiero realizar, para por lo menos acostumbrarme a esos elementos nuevos. Por ejemplo, en el caso de la transmisión de hoy, contar una narrativa con música inmersiva y efectos. Y también quiero poder integrar otros elementos más elementos visuales a esto, a las narrativas. No es quizá la versión completa de lo que tenía en mente, pero es un principio. No sé si eso tiene sentido, disculpas. ¿Puedo ser parte de tu sueño, panita? Ustedes ya son parte de mi sueño. Sorry. ¿Quieres un abrazo? Gracias, un delicioso abrazo. También los abrazo a ustedes. Los abrazo a ustedes. Abrazo, 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 abrazo. Ok. Disculpa, me estoy sonrojando. Sorry, I am blushing a little. So, even though this stream was a bit of a disaster at the start, I still had fun, and I'm still glad that I did it. And I'm still glad that I did not stress myself too much with the whole idea of making this something to be absolutely perfect. Like, oh no, it has to be absolutely perfect, and I did not really had a inner freak out. Unfortunately, I'm actually pretty good at not letting my unsightly emotions come out in the stream. But I didn't get upset internally that something didn't turn out as I hoped or anything like that. I'm actually really glad about that. And well, I am hoping that with this kind of new mindset, ojalá que con este tipo de nueva mentalidad en el que no me angustio tanto porque las cosas no salen perfectamente, we can try to do more creative stuff in the future. Podemos intentar hacer más cosas creativas en el futuro. De acuerdo, esa sería la última publicidad. Estamos cerca de completar la transmisión. ¿Algún día me ganaré tu corazón? Pues todo es posible, todo es posible. Siendo sinceros, he estado tan dedicado a algunas metas personales, principalmente a cosas de VTuber, que no he tenido tiempo de pensar en ese tipo de cosas. No lo sé. Me he quedado tan enfocado en todas las metas que tengo. Oye, esto está sonando, ¿verdad? No. Perdón, no me di cuenta que no estamos sin música. Que no me detuve a pensar qué clase de cosas quiero en ese sentido romántico. I had been so focused in like some of the things that I want. Not things that I want, or the personal goals that I have achieved, that I set for myself, that I didn't really stop and think about what I do. What I do want. What do I really want, and in a personal sense. It's curious. It's really curious. I can't even think about what I really want actually. Dime una cosa. ¿He estado ganando puntos para ganarme tu corazón? Seré sincero, quizás unas cuantas. Bueno, hay varias maneras de ganarse el corazón de una persona, creo. Y uno puede estar conectado con otra persona en varias maneras y varios canales, creo. Tengo que pensar mejor en cómo decirlo, porque lo que quiero decir es una cosa un poco filosófica, un poco abstracta. Nunca he mencionado esto, pero yo estudiaba filosofía un tiempo. Pero fundamentalmente hay varias formas en las que podemos estar conectados con otra persona y que podemos tener distintos puntos de comunión con otra persona. Eso siempre es una cosa que podemos atesorar bastante, el poder estar unidos con otra persona a través de una actividad común, a través de felicidad, o a través de alguna creencia común. Algo así, perdón, no estoy seguro de cómo decirlo correctamente. ¿Unas cuantas? Eso es bueno, al menos para mí. Felicidades, Dulcira. Ok. Ok. But yeah, I do think that will be that will be the stream for today, I do believe. Do stick around please, because I do want to raid into someone. Estaremos concluyendo la transmisión, Pero por favor quédense porque quiero hacer un raid hacia alguien. Quiero hacer un raid hacia alguien. We are going to do a raid to Pro Stoic, I do believe. Because he has stopped by for the stream in the previous occasion. He has stopped by for the stream previously. Okay. And here we close this. And es que te me haces el difícil. ¿Yo? ¿Yo? Nah. No la creo. Espera, hay una emoticono que es mejor. No. ¿Yo? ¿Yo el difícil? I'm being difficult? Don't think so. No. Hey. Where did everybody go? Oh. We were going to do a raid. Come on. Okay. ¿A dónde se fueron todos? Íbamos a hacer un raid. Tenía 4 espectadores, pero ahora solo hay 2. Creo que... I think next time I'm just going to do the raid. I'm just going to say like, oh wow, I'm just going to look into silently. I'm going to choose someone to raid and then we just raid them. Creo que la próxima vez voy a mirar silenciosamente a quién hacer raid y simplemente hacer un raid. Y lo digo sobre la marcha. Porque when I say I'm going to raid someone, people leave. Cuando digo que voy a hacer un raid, la gente se va. Y por cierto, señor Milagritos, realmente aprecio mucho que se haya quedado para el raid. Realmente lo aprecio un montón. Gracias, de verdad. Gracias. Tú sei bella. Tú eres hermosa. Creo que sería algo de translate, right? Quiero ver una palabra en eso. Elijan una palabra en italiano. Para aprender cómo se dice alguna palabra en italiano. Difícil. Difficile. Disfrutar. Godere. Disfrutas. Ti diverti. Ti diverti essere difficile con me. Disfruta essere difficile conmigo. Oh, ti piace, ok. Ti piace essere quello difficile con me. Disfruta essere difficile conmigo.
Ti piace essere quello difficile con me.
Ti piace essere quello difficile con me. Ti piace essere quello difficile con me. Okay. Oh, everyone is back. Okay. All right. Nos veremos la próxima semana for the Holiday Karaoke. We will see you next week for Holiday Karaoke. Thank you so very much to everyone that stopped by. This has been Iconista Buonarroti, Vtuber che vuole regare felici, Michelangelo Stream Flicker. And let's go for the raid. Let's do the raid. Come back for the raid. Come on. Oh. Ok, de acuerdo. Thank you so much to everyone that stopped by. Gracias. Thank you to Cross Noir. Thank you to Rat. Thank you to Avec. Thank you to Sponta. And I do think that should be everyone. Okay. Thank you so very much to everyone. We are going to start the raid to Pro Stoic. I think that they are having an special event. I think that they are having they're actually debuting their 2.0 and their second stream anniversary. Their new model actually looks amazing. De acuerdo. You can write Falco Raid if you want. O simplemente digan hola. Falco Raid, like this. De acuerdo. Me voy re feliz. Me gané unos puntos en tu corazón. Escribe Falco Raid en la próxima cuando hagamos raid a Pro Stoic y ganarás aún más puntos. Ah, de acuerdo. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Y deseenle un feliz streamiversario, feliz aniversario a Pro Stoic. Ok.
Sit. No. Wait.
Ok. Alright. Sí, ya.
Blitzel? Yeah. Boldor? No. Conch Elder? Guys, you're not even trying. It's a Pokemon with cement.
Stoic's not a
Alcones Bunerati, welcome in. How was your stream? What were you playing? Did you have a good one? Welcome in, Raiders. I'm a self-help life advice ready gaming VTuber. And right now I'm talking about whether I would fuck this thing holding 2 pieces of concrete. And the answer is no. Temple, no. Palpitoad, no. Seismitoad? What is it doing with the things on his head? Actually, yeah, because you could put your business between those and basically let it take care of itself. Yeah. Thrawn, that's a dude in a jujitsu uniform, so no.
Oh my god.
Oh, thank you, Megpot Pies.
You totally didn't fund
Which
the call.
means
Megpot Pies gifted a tier 1 sub to Not An Evids.
we gotta eat some Bean Boozled beans. Oh boy. Thank you, Meg. Really, thank you. Look at that. Okay, so this is the blue one is either gonna be toothpaste or berry blue. And the rainbow one is either gonna be stinky socks or Tutti Frutti. We'll do the rainbow one first. That's Tutti Frutti, for sure. That's toothpaste, but that's not even a bad flavor. I like the taste of toothpaste, but I know that you shouldn't, like, eat it. And bean time! With me, bean time is every time. I don't know if that's going to be my motto or what. I mean, it's supposed to be carry the fire, but... Sock, no. You got lucky this time? It's true. So Waddle, I did eat 40 of the novelty beans at the same time, mind you, yesterday. So Waddle, no. Swadloon, no. Lavani, yeah. Lavani is asking for it for sure. Venipede, no. Whirlipede, no. Scallopede, no. Cottony, no. Whimsicott? Yeah. Pedalil? Yeah. No. Lilligant? Lilligant? Yeah. No. Sandal? No. Krokorok? No. Crocodile? Yeah. And just so you know, the Pokemon would have to consent. When I say it's asking for it, I mean it's literally asking for me to pound it. Okay? Every one of these is implied consent or stated consent. By implied, I mean implied as in I'm looking at a website. They all go like, "Wah, buffet," and then fucking do a split. Okay?